Hey, y'all gonna have to bear with me because it is hot in this house. Ladies and gentlemen, happy early, current, or belated Valentine's Day. Whenever you're watching this, whether it be when I upload it, because I'm gonna upload 2 days early, whether you watch it the day of, or you watch it however long after. This could be a few years in the future and you come back to watch this. It could be a few years in the future and watch this on Valentine's Day 2025. Not gonna be last that long. Today, we have a video that does not have to do with Redo a Healer, even though they did put out an episode today, which was a rather tame episode to say the least, but that next episode, y'all are gonna be up in arms, because I know what's gonna happen. But today, we're not talking about rape, slavery, and drugs for once. We're talking about love, romance, and relationships. So the complete opposite. Love is kind of a drug. And it's hard to get off it. I'm not gonna try not to bring up past failed relationships. Because we're talking about blossom is the word I'm looking for. The girl from Power Bills. Blossoming relationships. Specifically, 10 of them. You can see my hands. 10 of them. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take, but you're going to get all this anyway. I have a set script here. I'm hopefully going to stay focused on this. A little bit of criteria. It's anime and manga. They have to be in an official relationship. No ships. No, maybe they are, maybe they're not. No, it has to be official boyfriend, girlfriend, or boyfriend, girlfriend, girlfriend. We do not judge over here. Again, this is my personal opinion of my 10. This was a tough list to do, but we did it. By we, I mean me. This is my own personal list. I did not ask anybody else for any help or opinions on this list. My opinions, my show. I just realized I got 10 names. I got 10 Japanese names I'm gonna have to struggle with. Y'all gonna be here with me. Number 10, Hajime no Gal. English term, my girlfriend is a gal. The couple, Yama Yaku. Jesus Christ, this is gonna be a long video. Yama Yakuya. I fucked it up twice. Yama Yukana. Jesus Christ. Yama Yukana and Hishiba Junichi. Now the story is a simple story. Loner guy gets pranked / takes a bet to ask out one of the top 5 popular girls at his school. She takes pity on him and says yes. Pity is a great term to use because this really was pity, but she said yes. And from then on, it's a whole lot of ecchi fan service with a little bit of wholesomeness sprinkled in. The anime is a whole lot of ecchi fan service. They kind of anime's got an anime and they blow past all the, well, they don't blow past all the wholesome scenes, but they kind of, look, this is one of the few anime I would recommend y'all watching dubbed. The dubbed is the commentary, the dialogue. It is so much funnier than the subbed. I think the anime studio who did the subbed, or anime studio in general, gave it to the dubbed and said, look, we think it's trash. Y'all go buck wild. Similar to what I studio did with Ghost Stories. If you know what Ghost Stories is, haha.
Life, I know now that it could never work between us. As much as we wanted to, it could never be. Not because you're a rabbit, but because you're black.
It's Black History Month. You out your rabbit ass mind.
This was actually higher on my list. I had this like tops at 6 at one point. Until the latest chapter of the manga came out, and it dropped from 6 to 10 from what happened. So, just to let you know, there will be spoilers in all of these. There should be common sense. The rest of these don't start off in relationships. Anime's got an anime. They got a slow burn to a relationship, which sometimes takes too long. And in most cases, they don't happen. Why this dropped to number 10 was mainly because of Yukana. Because I don't know what happened, but the more starting from the end of the anime along to where I'm at currently in the manga, I mean, she gets better because she actually gets a hobby instead of beautiful blonde with amazing body. She gets an actual personality of wanting to be a cook. Simple. She gets an offer to go overseas for culinary school. Great. She doesn't tell Junichi that she's going to culinary school. Why? He learns that from someone else. Pain. He decides, well, what I'm going to do is since you're not going to tell me, I'm going to try and make this last few months or years, however long we got left, I'm going to try and make this good. Good boyfriend. She, for lack of a better term, cock blocks the date by her damn self. Why? And so that, like, this did not need to happen, but in this case, manga's got a manga, so they need a plot point to stop this instead of, talking to people and having some general common sense of, hey, I got this offer to go culinary school. Neat. It's overseas. Huh? I don't know if I'm going to do this long distance thing. Why? I got you into cooking, technically speaking. Now I know, because that was literally the last chapter. So basically, if I did not read the last 2 chapters, I would not. Well, no. We knew she was going away overseas for culinary school. But if she didn't do what she did with this last date that they're going to do in these last 2 chapters, this will still be at 6. The fact that I had the script made, it was at 6. I read the last 2 chapters of the manga, dropped it to 10. I know she's going to apologize and everything's going to be okay, alright, but that's not going to ignore the fact that this whole thing could have been solved with just simple communication. I can relate. Number 9. Hinjo. Hinna Jyoshi Ki Koshi. Hinna Jyoshi Koshi. No, Kosei. Amagiri Senko. The characters? Amagiri Senko and Takamura Ryu. This is strictly a manga. This has not been made into an anime, and I 100% do not expect this to be made into an anime, because this is not built to be an anime. Simple premise: the girl, Senko, is the manager of a handyman company. She also likes to read porn, masturbate, and has the ability to sense male erections. Now, hold on now, don't go nowhere yet. I promise it gets better. I promise. Now the guy, Takamura, is an innocent virgin. He also masturbates like a lot, and she's able to sense when it happens, which that is a joke in multiple chapters. The main problem with this one is which is why it's only at number 9, is they take 13 volumes, about 11 chapters each. No, not 11, but maybe 7 to 11 chapters each. 13 volumes for them to get together. I mean, I'm all right with slow burning a relationship, because that kind of what happens in the real world. You don't just up and say, like in the number 10 spot, hey, can you be my girlfriend? And they say yes. Because that generally doesn't happen. And then it leads to a whole lot of issues, which is why that was in the 10th spot. This is a 9th spot because it takes too long. Like 13 volumes is goddamn. You lucky I read this long. But when they get together, it is actually very adorable. And them together is I would say a lot of times when couples get together in anime and manga, they kind of get downplayed. Their character gets downplayed a little bit. And they kind of don't vibe with each other. This one, they stay the same. Well, I mean, let me rephrase that. They do grow in character work. Like Senko realizing that she actually likes the dude. Takamura actually getting the balls to say that she likes her. They get together. took 13 volumes, which over the course I believe it took a year. But it's wholesome despite the fact of what the description will entail you. Oh yeah, and she's 17 and he's 22, but that's legal in Japanese culture, so who am I to judge? NumberEight. Karakai Jozo no Moto Takagi-san. Characters: Takagi and Nishikata. Now, if anyone's recognized that name before, you would think, wait a minute. They're in middle school, and 2, they don't become a couple. What I'm talking about is the spin-off manga where they are adults and married with a child. Now, granted, they're mainly at this 8 spot because of the slow burn we got of them in middle school. Basically, imagine the girl you met in middle school, or for the ladies, the guy you met in middle school, and you always hang out. You walk through with him in school. Ladies, you tease him. Guys, you get all nervous and scared because that's kind of what this is about. But you still kind of want to get back at her. You grew up together. You finally get together, which I don't think they say when they get together. Or if they did, I missed it. You get married, you get a kid. That's the happy life that everyone wants. You want to meet your Prince Charming, meet your. Am I thinking Cinderella? Is that the right word I'm thinking of? Y'all get together. Wonderful things. You'll notice the higher up we get in this list, the less bad things I have to say about the show. This is at 8 because it's technically a spinoff. But you'll understand it. They're low on this list because I don't like them because there's shit I have wrong with them. If there wasn't shit wrong with them, they'd be higher on the list. Oh, their kid, absolutely adorable. It's a mix of both of them. So if you watched the anime or read the original manga, their child is literally a mix of both of them. It's absolutely adorable. NumberSeven. Mysterious Girlfriend X. Characters: Yurabe Mikoto and Tsubaki Akira. Now, I'll be able to say those names easily because I have read and watched this anime and manga at least 3 times each. The story is a weird girl that the main character, the weird girl, Yurabe, and the main character, Jesus Christ, I just said his name, Tsubaki, he becomes strangely interested in her. Like, she's a new girl in school. He's like, who is this cute little girl? Now that they're in high school, who's this cute girl that just be sitting all alone by herself? It also helps that I watched that this came out when I was in high school. So, it helps. Did I say middle school before? Who is this girl that's be sitting all by herself? I kind of want to get to know her. No one's ever talked to her, but I bet she's got a great personality. And then one day, she falls asleep. Class is over. Time to go home. He goes in. Hey, you gotta wake up. You gotta go home. She's like, alright. Drool dripping. He finally sees her eyes because, it's anime. All their eyes is like this. But he sees her drool on the desk. Stay with me here. Then he licks the drool. Now stay with me. Hold on now. I promise. Just like the one below this, it gets wholesome. So he licks the drool, right? And then he gets sick. Because of course he did. It's drool. And this is before the Rona. And then she goes to his house and informs him that you're sick because you got addicted to my drool. So stay with me now. There's a metaphor for this. So now every day, he needs to taste her drool, otherwise he'll get sick. Here's the metaphor. Now, could they have used something besides drool for this metaphor? Maybe. But the metaphor for the drool is their strange attraction to that person. When you're in high school, And even sometimes when you're an adult, middle school, sometimes you see a person, you don't know what attracts you to them, but you just feel strangely attracted to them. You feel like you just want to hold them, walk with them everywhere. At least that's how hopeless romantics are. I can relate. Not the drool thing. That's a little, but when you get past that, it's similar to just wanting to be near them. The drool is a metaphor for just wanting to be near that person. And when you're not near that person, you get this weird feeling in your stomach, like, I feel alone. I want my significant other just to be here with me. You get that emotion. You get that feeling. That's the metaphor here. Now, basically, that happened, all that is explained, well, not the metaphor that I explained. They don't explain that. I did that. I pulled that out of my ass. It could be true. I don't know. Ask the creator. I hope he's not dead. That sounds very, insensitive. Basically, what you do is you follow these two around. They go through the general ups and downs of high school. Hey, this girl's a loner, but she's trying to make friends. Hey, now that you have a girlfriend, you kind of look a little attractive. Hey, my girlfriend happens to look strangely similar to this idol. What if they were to switch places? Yeah, things like that. And also, the slight PTSD of Tsubaki losing his mother. Yeah, that's a little sad. Side note, there's a second couple here. This will be the first of many. Get used to this. There's a second couple here that I also enjoy. So Tsubaki's friend, Yuno Kohai, and his girlfriend, who ends up being Yurbei's friend, Oka Ayuko. They're cool. I enjoy them. Don't read the doujinshi, cause that'll ruin it. Just take my word for it. NumberSix. This is a long one. It's another long one. Not the name, but I mean the manga. Tomo-chan is a gal. The characters? Aizawa Tomo and Kubato Jinshiro. There is a YouTube channel that actually voiced over the manga chapters. The first 7 volumes. Not volumes. Was it volumes? Yeah, okay, so it may have been volumes because the manga itself is not your traditional manga. It's a 4-panel manga, meaning each chapter is 4 panels, which is cool. It kind of blows by quickly when you're just 1, 2, 3, 4, next, 1, 2, 3, 4, next, 1, 2, 3, 4, next. Until you realize this bitch is almost 500 chapters long. And they don't get together until chapter 400. Hear me out. The slow burn here is excellent. The story is simple. Tomo is a tomboy. And Tomo and Jinshiro were childhood friends growing up until Jinshiro left. She kept growing up being a tomboy. She's actually, she will whoop you. She's a karate, damn near master, not karate. I think it's judo. Judo. I'll correct myself later. And then he comes back. Well, she will kick your ass. He comes back. He treats her like a guy. But she has feelings for him. Because at this point, he's the only guy who's actually friends with her without, being scared of her. Mainly because, they just be throwing hands with each other. Like in the first volume, I keep wanting to say chapter, but there's only 4 panels in there. In the first volume, they throw hands maybe 3-4 times. And throughout the manga, she just be kicking his ass, and sometimes he give it back, sometimes he just take it. Pause if needed. But that's 400 chapters of her trying to act more feminine. Him first realizing, oh right, she's a girl. Because again, they grew up just beating the shit out of each other. Oh right, she's a girl. 1, 2, I don't want other guys talking to her, looking at her. 2, 3, I think I might like her. In that order, actually. 400 chapters until they get together. And then another maybe 50 or so because this dumbass said, I can't get together with you until I beat up your dad. Which also translates into the other two couples in here that I think are absolutely great too. Tomo's mom and pops, Aizawa Akeme and Aizawa Goro, they cool. The mother, like mother, like daughter, 1. 2, the dad is big bad with everybody, except with the mother. He becomes a bitch when the mother's around. 1. 2, another couple, Austin Carroll and Misaki Kosuke. They cute. They're cousins, so I don't think it counts. I don't think they ever said they're an actual couple. There's a funny little non-canon but kind of canon part where he wants to touch her soft part, and she's like, "Wait, do you really?" Then looks around, and then gets a look. Then he got his hands down here, then touches her face. It's funny. It's adorable. And then she's like, "You motherfucker." Let you know, girls want that too.
Hey, Mini-Me here with a quick ad break. Here are your honorable mentions for this list. Some of these are, there may not be a couple, I don't like them, or I forgot to put them on the list. Rent a Girlfriend with Sarashina Ryuka and Kinoshita Kazuya. I do not like Ryuka. This is why she's not on this list. I prefer Inoshi Shujiro and Best Girl Sakurasumi. Also, everyone hates Mommy. All the homies hate Mommy. We also got Chivalry of a Failed Knight with Kurogane Iki and Vermilion Stella. They will be on this list, but I forgot about them after I made the video. We also got Riso no Himo Sekisuro. The names will be on the screen. With Yamai Zenjiro and Karpa Ara. This happens when an accountant gets asked to go to another world to get married to their leader so she can actually become the leader and have children. Also representative of the dark-skinned girls in the anime community. We also got Todokoro-san with Kaio Todorogo, weird names, and Nikado Sakurako. More LGBTQ representation on this list. There's just too young of a manga for me to actually put them anywhere near the top 10. We also got Namakai's. Again, name will be up there. I don't got time to be worried about names here. With Narusu Sho and Machida Yuki. Basically just a cool basketball player, poses up type basketball manager senpai. This would be my top 5 if they weren't complete idiots and actually had simple communication that most normal adults have. Also, Hakamada Shizuka is a nosy backdoor wannabe Mr. Steel girl, but is actually a total bitch who needs to respect the relationship. Literally, half the problems in this manga, and the reason it's not in the top 5 is because this nigga is overstepping his boundaries. He needs to get his ass kicked. Also, one of my favorite memes came from this manga. And finally, we got They Never Learn. There's a Japanese name, I'm not going to try and say it. There's actually 5 options to go with our main character, Yuga Naruki, and this will actually be in order. From least to worst, Tomoko Yurika, she had her chance, she fumbled the bag. Ogata Rizu, she's the smartest dumb bitch in the show. Kirisu Mafuyu, she's a sexy MILF teacher. Komonami Azumi, I love her personality. I don't care if she looks young. She's the oldest person in here besides the teacher. And best girl is Furushai Fumio. Okay, back to the regular schedule program.
Number 5. You've heard me talk about this one before, and I'm gonna butcher it like I did last time. Futari Ashitamo Sorinar. Look, in the first anime of manga of the week, y'all saw me talk about this. Look, I don't even gonna talk about this. It's with Ida Yuya and Ahiro Rio. I talked about this for about 15 minutes in my first one. In fact, I don't know which corner I'm pointing at, because sometimes this be flipped, sometimes it doesn't. There's something in one of these corners that you can click on to go to that video, if I bother to put it in there, and there's a link in the description. NumberFour. Now, 4 through 2 was tough for me. When I made this list, these three were definitely going to be in my list. And I didn't know where I was going to put them. So, I pulled out the old dice and rolled. And unfortunately, this one got the short end of the stick. NumberFour is Chunibyo Demokoigashitai. I think I got that right. Characters. Jesus Christ. Takanashi. There you go. Takanashi Rika and Tagashi Yuta. Now, if Futari Ashimuro NumberFive was the mature relationship, this is another, well, this is high school, but there's another very cute, adorable, do I like you, do I not, hey, we're gonna get together. Now, Rika she has 8th grade syndrome, which is Chunibyo. Meaning, she thinks she has magical powers. She doesn't. This isn't that type of anime. She thinks she has powers, which was actually caused by Yuta, because he used to be a Chunibyo when he was in 8th grade, but he grew out of that. But one day, she saw him do that, and was like, I can do that. So, she idolizes him and his Chunibyo persona. And then the anime, because I've only watched the anime, there's there's one season, I think it's 25, maybe 12. It's on Crunchyroll. It's on Netflix. First season is literally first her getting out of her shell. I mean, she's still gonna have the 8th grade syndrome, because that's her at this point. She's adorable, and she must be protected at all costs. But it's her first idolizing him, like, I want to be like you. Until her thinking, I want to be close to you. And then her realizing she wants to be close to him, and she doesn't know how to handle these feelings, because all she has done is being a child. Which to explain, she has half PTSD to why she acts like this, and then it just goes on from there. They do become a couple in the first season. Yeah, I told you there'd be spoilers here. I told y'all this is number 10. And then season 2 is just continuing on from that. NumberThree. Everyone's favorite from a few seasons ago. Kaguya-sama. Yeah, I know it's a long name from that, and I'm not doing it. I'm not. A.K.A. Love is War. Kaguya-sama, Love is War. The couple, these names, and both of them too. Shinomiya Kaguya and Shirogane Miyuki. Read. I have not watched yet, but I've been reading it. So if they don't become a couple in anime, oops, too bad. I think there's 2 seasons, if I remember correctly. If they didn't become a couple then, read the manga. This won the dice roll to be NumberThree, as it should have, because they are absolutely. So when I say Love is War, basically they both know they like each other. So for the first, I want to say 100 plus chapters, it's them trying to get the other person to confess to them, which leads to very funny things. Until Miyuki, going into their senior year. Actually, no, technically that would be his junior year. Because, well, we'll get to that in a second. He says, man, fuck all this. If she doesn't confess to me by the time of the cultural festival, I'm gonna do it. Which that leads to a whole different dynamic of Kaguya still thinking, I'm gonna get this dude to confess to me. I'm gonna try and weave around this. I'm not gonna answer no questions. And Miyuki's done lost all fucks to give and said, yes, that looks great. Yes, you are beautiful. Yes, I will do things to you. No, take that outfit off. I do not want other people seeing you in that except me. They get to the cultural festival, and the confession scene, it is so over the top. It is so wild that it pays off what you've read for the past 100+ chapters. It's paid off well. I don't even know if it's 100+ chapters. I'm just assuming because it felt that long, but the payoff is excellent. And then the joke after that, where of course Manga's got a manga. Hold on a second, before we can fully make them a couple, we gotta do one more volume. They love doing that. So there's a joke right after they get together, which I died. Literally, I laughed so much I fell asleep and woke up and finished. It's funny. It's adorable. The payoff is well. I'm still reading. I hope they don't fuck it up. Side, again, another couple in here. I just gotta point them out. Nagisa, Jesus, Kishiwaga, I butchered all of that, and Tsubasa Tanuma. Look, they're cute too, and bonus points, the only reason I'm mentioning them, well, besides the fact that they've been dating, they're the first couple that get together because they've been dating since like early volumes in the manga, up until the convention and after. But they're the first couple in this list. Hold on, let me run back down this list. They are the third couple, considering one couple on this list has a child and the other live together, and they confirm to do that there. And there's one more couple on this list who do that too. Wait, two more? Look, they're children, and they are the joke to confirm that they've been fucking since way back when is funny. And they also get caught at that same cultural festival, doing the good old tongue tango in a locker. Funny. And which unfortunately ruined my other boy's complete plans, which pain. But he's gonna get into a relationship soon. Too bad he didn't get into it yet, or I may have put him on this list because that's my dog right there. Number 2. Now, if you remember in the beginning of this episode, hey, this could be an anime. Who wants to make someone make me an anime? I said everything is legal. Female, male, male, female. I just angered a lot of people by saying female that many times in one sentence. We have the LGBTQ plus, because there's a lot of letters in there, and I don't want to missexualize any of y'all. But number 2, we have Citrus and Citrus Plus, which is a continuation of Citrus. The characters, Aihara Yuza and Aihara May. Now, hold on now. I know they have the same last name. No, they're not married. They're in high school. Well, they're technically not married yet. They're technically engaged. And they're stepsisters. Now, hear me out. Hear me out again. I apparently am in a minority. Whereas if I happen to meet somebody and we hit it off, and my parent and your parent, my parents are together. So if my single mother or father, knock on wood, happen to meet your single mother or father and get together, that's not stopping me because we met first. That's not what happened here. Well, technically this is what happened here. So basically, Yuza's mom meets somebody. So they move to the new school. It's a private school. Yuza is another gal. If gals meaning they are extremely out there and open. Not sexual wise, most times. But sometimes they are. She is not. But she dresses out there, flashy, all that. She meets May at school. May kinda, sorta gropes her up, because May is the student body president, and Yuza had her phone out, and May was like, "Hey, you can have your phone here," and Yuza was like, "Man, fuck all that, I'm gonna put it in my pocket," and she said, "I bet." Reach for that motherfucker. So yeah, that happens, and then they go. Now they've met kind of on a bad foot, but they go home. She gets her first, May gets her second. They're like, "Oh, hello again." Mother's like, "Yeah, the person I've been seeing is her dad." Aw, but I thought she was cute. I mean, she still is cute. You right. So then they get together. It's a simple story. We have a outgoing gal and Yuza and an ice cold May. Not that one, but she is ice cold though. And how I see it, and let me know if I'm out of pocket for this one. It's the simple concept of a couple, well, two girls first questioning what love is, and then realizing what love is, and then realizing they love each other. That's basically all of Citrus. And then Citrus Plus, which is what I'm reading now, kind of just expands on that. And kind of retells that story again with a whole other two girls, but they're not a couple, so it doesn't count. But either way, Citrus, number 2. Excellent read, excellent. And, well, the anime, I wasn't the biggest fan of. They kind of rushed through a lot in the anime. So another one I recommend, read the manga. And number 1, it may surprise all of you. Are you ready for it? Number 1 is Flare and Karu from Redo of Healer. I'm joking. I wish I could put them here, but they don't count. However, if you read the manga, I think Old Boy and the Demon are going to become an official thing, and if they were an official thing, best believe they'd be on this list. If for anything, for the troll. The real number 1 is Naruto and Hinata. This is a 100% biased pick. I don't care I don't care if they didn't technically count in Naruto or Naruto Shippuden. If you want to count them in Boruto, count them. I don't care. This is 100% biased. Y'all can bite me. I love Hinata. Naruto is cool. They work well together. That's it. Video over. Like, comment, subscribe. You don't have to go home. Yeah, I'm so happy I'm saying my old intro. Have a good day, y'all. Peace.